right, so numbers 1 and 2 should have been pretty easy. That's an acute angle, and that one looks obtuse for sure. And then numbers 3 and 4 is actually, for some of you, is going to be the worst problem, okay? Name each angle in 4 different ways. Well, one of the ways is to call it angle 5, just by the number, or angle E, just by the vertex. Then remember, you need to incorporate all 3 letters for your next one. So, sorry, that's my little angle there. Angle, I would say either D, E, F, or if you go backwards, F, E, D. So that should be your ways. Number 4, angle 3, angle B, angle CBA, or angle ABC. Any of those would be perfect. Number 5 is where we actually get to do a little bit of math. When you see that picture, the 32 and the B look like they form a right angle. Okay, in fact, there is a right angle labeled right next to it, so they're complementary. So if you just do 90 minus 32 and get, is that a 58? Yes, then that would be your answer, 58. Number 6, you need to focus on the straight line right there and ignore the rest. Okay, this is labeled 136 and this is labeled B. And so all you have to do is realize a straight line is 180 and then you can just subtract. Okay, so 46, 56, 66, 76, 44 degrees. Yep, that works. That'll go right there. Number 7. That is a weird picture, but if you notice, it's cutting a 90-degree angle into 2 parts. So once again, if that's a 90-degree angle, just subtract the 34, and then you'll get your other piece, so 56 degrees. And then number 8 is the same as, kind of the same as this one. It's just turned the other way, like it's left and right. So I would do 180 minus 125, and that would find the missing B. So what would that be? 45, 55, 65, 75. Is that right? I think so. Yep. Nope. 55. Sorry, I can't add very well. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so sorry. 55 degrees. All right. Next page. Hopefully you saw the next page. This is where it gets fun. Okay, number 9, those are on a straight line. So you should be looking at those two and adding them together and letting them equal 180. So this is 8x plus 20 equals 180. So 8x is 160. So x is 20. And the directions were just to find x. Okay. Now this one, they look complementary, so they're going to add up to 90. Alright, so 6x plus, that's a 48, equals 90. So 6x equals, okay, 90 minus 48 is 50, 60, 70, 80 is 42. So x is 7. Cool. Number 11, find the measure of, at least they gave you a picture, that's all I'm going to say. Okay, H, G, F, and L. So it says find F, G, H. So it wants the big one. Find the big one if F, G, L, so if this little one right here is 34, and L, G, H is 120. So if that's 34 and that's 120, then how do you find the angles total? Well, you just add them together, guys. So it's just 154. Number 12 is going to be the same idea, okay? It wants the big angle if MVW is 160, so that big one over here is 160, and this UVM is 20. So this is a total of 180. So that would be your answer on that one. That wasn't too bad. Now the algebra starts. Okay, so same idea. We have a picture, but instead of having numbers to go here, they're giving us algebra. So KEF is 26x minus 3, so I'm just going to stick it in the spot of KEF. DEK, so this little one, is 16x minus 2. And the big one, DEF, is 121. So if the big one is 121, I'm actually going to do this and make my 121 out here just so I can see that it's the whole thing. So what we're supposed to do is find x. Once again, two little pieces of an angle have to equal a total of 121. So it's just addition. Add this angle to this angle and make them equal the 121, and then you're in business. So if you did not set that up right and you want to hit pause and try to finish this one out, you totally can. That's going to be 42x minus 5 equals 121. And hopefully 42 goes into 126. I think it does 3 times. So x is 3 on number 13. Okay, number 14. It's going to be the same kind of situation, okay? The only thing that's weird on this is it's labeled a little bit different. Okay, so GHV, what is that? That one is x plus 13. And then VHI is 95, and then the whole angle all the way around is 10 plus 15x. So even though things are in a different, like, it's all weird with numbers and stuff, it's still the same idea. This little piece plus this little piece has to equal the total. So this little piece plus the 95 has to equal the total of 10 plus 15x. So this one might be a little harder to solve, but this is all you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these on this side. So I'm going to get a 108. And I'm going to go ahead and move this x to the other side, and I'm going to move this 10 to the other side. So I'm going to have 98 equals 14x. And once again, does 14 go into 98? 7 times maybe? Yep, 7 times. So x is 7 on that one. Alright, the last two, number 15. Looks something like that. My picture's a little messed up, but that's okay. NMP, so it wants me to find this one, okay, if PML is x plus 99, and what else does it tell me? NML, the whole thing is 138, and this is x plus 57. Okay, so it gave me all 3 parts again, but now it wants me to come back and actually find what that angle is when I'm done. So this is just adding a step. So we still add these together. So 2x plus, what would that be? That would be a 6, 156 equals 138. Okay, so I'm still just, I add this one and this one together, and now I'm just going to math this. So 2x equals, okay, what's the difference between 138 and 156? 18. Okay, so I'm getting x is negative 9. Now I need to take my x is negative 9 and plug it back in to this one, because that's the one that it wants me to find. And when I do that, I'm going to get 48. I think I'm getting 48 degrees. Alright, cool. And then number 16, I think it's going to be kind of the same. Number 16 says QRS, so the entire angle, the whole thing, is 12x plus 11. It's telling me HRS is 100, and it's telling me that QRH is 2x plus 21. And it wants me to find QRS. It wants me to find the entire angle. So once I'm done, I'll be plugging back into this one to get the entire angle. But first I got to find x. So this piece of the picture plus this piece of the picture is equal to the total. And then that means it's this. So what I would probably do is subtract 2x from each side, and I would probably bring this 11 over as well. So what's 121 minus 11? Is that 110? And that would be equal to that. So x equals 11. Yep. Okay. So I do all this math to get x is 11. Then it wants the total, so I take that 11 and plug it back in here. So that would just be 132 plus 11, which is, what is that? 143 degrees. So that's how I finish it. So I know I went kind of quick through those last four, but hopefully you'd already tried them. So you're just doing corrections if something got messed up. Feel free to rewatch anything that's weird. But that's how geometry is going to be a lot of the time. Like a lot of the time it's going to be learn a couple of definitions and then do a whole lot of algebra to show that you understand how two pieces can make a total angle, or what supplementary is, what complementary is. That's kind of how it all goes. All right, we will see ya.